me hollering at the moon.
Welcome to Woodruff, South Carolina for round 2 of the 2022 MidEast Racing PeeWee bike season at Harris Bridge. Rain from the previous week has left the track sloppy throughout the wood sections. The rain this morning is turning everything else into a muddy mess. We're expecting the rain to continue and the track to worsen throughout the day. In the loop, the riders will have to contend with deep mud puddles, ruts, and slick surfaces left from the quads the previous day. This week, the top 3 trio returns. Moretz, Jameson, Sowers, and Ayden Melton continue their fight for the overall. Back on Senior 7, Hudson Cohen took first at Deer Haven in the last round. On row 3, Intermediate 6, we have Gavin Hodges, who barely beat out Yona Swimmer last round. Yona is unfortunately not here today, leaving Seth Houston and Nicholas Knighton as the next contenders. It's going to be a tough push for who gets the whole shot. As the green flag goes up, Moretz is first off the line, fighting side by side with Ayden Melton. Mason ends up blocking him into turn 2, giving Jameson Sowers the chance to fly by Ayden on the outside. Mason keeps his lead going into the woods, securing the whole shot. Ayden ends up into third place into the woods behind Jameson. Mason would keep his lead throughout the first lap, working to distance himself from Ayden Melton. Jameson Sowers would lose his third place position by the end of the first lap to Brody Kincaid. That gap through the first lap would be less than 0.7 of a second. On row 2 with Micro 8, Hudson Cohen flies off the start, taking the first corner in the whole shot a few seconds ahead of Luke Farish. This would stay through the first lap as Hudson Cohen blows the rest of his class out of the water, putting a 1 minute and 12 second gap between himself and second place, Luke Farish. Nicholas Knighton is the first into the corner for Micro 7, running a bit wide. However, he would give up the lead to Gavin Hodges, who would take the whole shot after rounding the second corner. The first lap would cause a major shift in placement though. Gavin would see a rough first lap, dropping to third behind Nicholas Knighton by over a minute. Seth Houston would take the lead from both of them by the end of the first lap. Way out in front, Moretz was on cruise control, keeping quick pace, giving him distance between himself and Ayden Melton. Moretz was nearly 2 minutes ahead by lap 5. Jameson Sowers regained third place from Brody Kincaid as the laps went on. Each position separated itself by more than a minute. Back in Senior 7, Hudson Cohen kept up a ridiculous pace over Luke Farish. adding an average of 1 minute separation per lap. Luke Farish unfortunately would not be able to recover any of that time. Intermediate 6, we saw some back and forth fighting between Gavin Hodges, Nicholas Knighton, and Seth Houston throughout lap 2. However, on lap 2, Seth Houston would run into some issues, ending his race early. This gave Nicholas Knighton, who was a mere second behind Gavin, the chance to take over the lead by the end of lap 3, but only by a mere 18 seconds. Rounding out the final lap, Mason Moretz finished screaming through the line, 2 minutes ahead of Ayden Melton. Then another minute and 50 seconds later, Jameson Sowers would take the last spot on the podium. Not too much later, Hudson Cohen would also finish on the lead lap, being the only one in Super 7. Luke Farish would only complete 5 laps at 5 minutes and 35 seconds off the lead. Hudson Cohen hardly saw any competition other than the mud. Gavin Hodges and Nicholas Knighton in Intermediate 6 had a hard-fought battle back and forth all race. Gavin went into the last lap down 18 seconds, but ended up taking the win over Nicholas Knighton by 5 minutes and 15 seconds. Nicholas Knighton ran into some issues out there, having a 13-minute lap, costing him the lead in the victory.
Oh, wow, man. Slide every which way but loose.
Next up is Peach Smash at Cowpen, South Carolina. First time it's been ran in over a decade, making the trash fresh for most of the riders. We'll see you in 3 weeks. Thank you for watching.